Yo. Being a good trio in Fortnite comes down to 3 fundamentals. If you can manage and master all of these subcategories, there's nothing more that is holding your trio back and you can easily stomp rank and FNCS lobbies. A problem most competitive players face is that they master 1 or 2 but have never tried, let alone heard about the third fundamental. For you, this problem will be history after this video. As I will give you a fully structured video covering everything you and your trio have to know, you will be perfectly prepared to practice upon the correct fundamentals, which will help you to avoid hitting a skill gap, randomly screaming at your mate for no reason, or splitting after one round of scrims. Let's dip in. When talking about succeeding as a trio, you must understand that it is a team and not a solo competition. Many people take this wrong. Some of them actually understand that it has no value shouting at their mates when they make a mistake. Most of them, though, do not even think as far as to that point and play as they would in a solo tournament, which will most likely end up something like that.
I'm begging you. I've been begging you for 5 fucking minutes. Get the fuck up here.
You haven't.
I've been waiting 10 fucking minutes. Now this team's in front. Nah, I haven't, okay?
So, what can you do about it? The first thing is to take responsibility for every single time you die. This might seem a bit weird in the beginning, because why should you blame yourself when it was obviously your mate that made the mistake? Let me give you an example. Imagine your 2 mates are dying and you are left with an 1v3. As you're pretty cracked, you kill the first one, hit the second one for 167 and then jump into his box to finish off the fight. As they are still 2, you die as the third mate of the enemy's trio has every single piece on you. Well, how would you react in that situation? The majority of Fortnite players would blame one of their mates or both for selling. Another one would blame the opponent's team as they were playing gay. The correct way to look at the situation, however, is to figure out what you did wrong, which was to jump into the box. Trust me, your mates will be pissed on themselves anyway. They know that they have just made a mistake, so blaming them will only kill chemistry in this case. The next time you are in such a situation, really try to implement taking responsibility and see how the vibe of your trio is different this time. Don't blame, don't scream. Chill your balls a bit and figure out ways how you can contribute to your trio's rise. Once you stop blaming them and start focusing on your own flaws, your mates will recognize that they should take care of their own shit as well, and if not, just drop them. You will never succeed with people who aren't able to take responsibility. Simple as that. The second fundamental is to understand and take proper advantage of roles in team modes. As we said, trio is not a solo but a team competition. In comparison to solos, you have 3 brains instead of 1, 6 eyes instead of 2, and of course also 6 arms instead of 2. Well, if I'm looking at it's Sharon's trio, I think they've only got 5 arms.
I'm alive. You guys good? I'm still on hide.
I just bugged out.
I'm jumping down now. I'm jumping full down.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that you can take advantage of the fact that you're not alone, but now as 3. What most people do is that they split up the trio into 3 roles. IGL, Fragger, Allrounder, Supporter, whatever. All fine and good. The problem, they stop with that. The Fragger goes and improves fighting. The IGL does some IGL-ish things. And the support player is there as well.
Full down.
Put on you.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Wait, you blocked me up.
That's you.
Chill. Get a buffers.
Bro, I really have to stop hating on this Chariot. And despite the fact that everyone improves in the thing they should become better at, they do not give a single fuck about acquiring some knowledge in the other areas of the game. It feels like they forgot all the other things. And that is the biggest mistake you can make. Think about it. You split all the obligations you would have to do in solos all at once down into 3. IGL caring about where to go, Fragger cares about getting refreshes and killing annoying kids that think to grief your mid game, and your support player carries the healing. A lot of duties, now split into 3. That means less duties for each individual. And now it comes to the tricky part. Instead of chilling, as you only have to do 33% of the work you do in solos, you can now use the other 66% to focus on additional things like where to go next, more rotation possibilities, how to get the next refresh. Use the 66% of free brain space to support your mates, communicate and help them think ahead. This means that a Fragger has to know how to rotate in third moving, and an IGL must be able to kill an opposition. Don't see a trio as 3 individual mechanisms, but make each of them fuse into one unit. I know this might be a bit overwhelming at first, as you have to do more things than previously. However, by that you ensure the highest chance of succeeding as a trio. It is fine to split the main roles into 3, however, it is crucial that everyone has the ability to play all roles or at least understand them to a certain amount. If you want me to make separate videos in which I dive deep on how to become a good IGL, Fragger or support player, let me know in the comments. Once I see see enough requests, I will start crafting on such videos. For now though, I want to talk about the third fundamental, which is practice. Practicing correctly is without a doubt the single most important thing when it comes to succeeding in Fortnite competitive. However, it is quite hard to find the exact same hours on a day in which all 3 parts of the trio are online. Therefore, there will for sure be some hours of the day on which there are only 2 players online, and other hours in which you might end up lonely for 3 hours on your Discord. And this is completely normal. I think it is easy to practice getting better when being on your own, so I won't go in depth on this topic. If you want to improve your fighting, watch my videos, play some ranked or what review pros. There are limitless things to get better at. However, when all of your trio is on simultaneously, it is quite hard to figure out what to practice in order to place better in the next FNCS than you did in this one. Or wait, is it? Probably you haven't even figured out what you did wrong, and that's exactly why it is so hard for your trio to improve. You keep on making the same mistakes, dying the same ways you did previously, and brainlessly queue into the next game without thinking. Are you mental? Trust me, if you now do this action step, such a question as what should we practice to get better the fastest way possible won't be existing anymore. The action step: figure out what you are bad at as a trio. Is it your communication, early game, mid game, late game, decision making, box fights, build fights, clutches, winning the last 3v3? There are more than a billion things which might lead to a worse performance than possible. After you have figured out what you are bad at, find a way to improve on this thing until it seems like the problem is solved. For example, you die 7 out of 10 games in first moving. Then this indeed is a problem. Perfect, problem found. Now you got something to practice. First, figure out why you always die in first moving. Maybe it is a bad mid-game rotation, one of your mates always die, maybe you always die, maybe storm surge, maybe some retarded plays. Again, there are over a million things that might cause a bad first moving. Once you think of the thing that might be the cause of your bad first movings, try doing it differently and figure out if your new approach works. If not, figure out another way. The cool thing here is that you can become really creative, and let me tell you one thing: the more creative you are, the better your trio will place in future tournaments. If every one of your trio thinks like that and approaches the game with such a constructive attitude, there is no way, and when I say no way, I mean no way, that you will not succeed in the following FNCS. Feel free to send this video to your mates if you think that they might need this mentality as well. Enjoy your day if you're a pussy. Peace out, bro.